So we were in this Baía de Dentista, on an island in front of Ancara dos Reis, and we had a nice beer in the floating restaurant. And this morning we went to the beach, and then we took a short trail over that ridge there and ended up on the other side of this island. So we walked up from the Praia Dentista on this path with beautiful stones, and it looks like somebody had the idea of, I don't know, looks like it's made for a car. And then we come out on the other side, and here you can already hear the waves, the other beach. And of course barefooted, because we had no idea that there was this trail. We just thought, let's take the paddleboard in and have a walk on the beach. And indeed, it arrives down here, and there is the car I think the road was made for. And that one comes out, if it continues a little bit, it'll come out to another pier. And it looks again like a civilized path. Oh well, and a house. It looks like we walked for 600 meters. Like this just continues forever and ever. So we are going to turn around and go back. And we are back to our Praia de Dentista. And it looks like it got populated. And this is where we walked. This is Praia Dentista, and then we went over, crossed the island, and came out on the other side. And this is where the car is. And we are leaving because it is hot. Well, we're not leaving because it's hot, but it is very warm these days. The temperature doesn't go below 30 degrees even at night. And it's 11 o'clock, the lunch shares arrive. And as well, you'll know when it's hot, that means that there's something is on its way, something bad, instability in the air. Well, often And that is also what's going to happen. We are going to have what is called a Frente Fria, a cold front coming up from the south with strong southerly winds and thunderstorms. So we are going to hide for the winds. And it's Thursday, and it should start to rain later today, and then tomorrow evening we are going to get thunderstorms and quite strong winds. At least that is what is forecasted. So we are going to go to an island close to the fjord, Manangua, where we were last time. It's called Kutia, but it must be somewhere over there. It's 20 miles. There's very little wind, but we're going to put up the sails and see when we arrive. The south coming in, of course, it could have been logical to the north side of Ilha Grande to wear out the storm. The problem is that Ilha Grande is very prone to katabatic effects or Venturina effects or whatever it's called, because of its different heights. So if we, this is a low suspended beach, and you were anchored. We were anchored here in front, for example, and you can see I've got 460 meters here, 760 meters here, which means I'm going to have a corridor with accelerating winds in between. Even worse, the capital, Dabrau, 760 there, 980 there. Also here, the wind is accelerating quite a lot. We're talking about 10, 20 knots extra. The enclosed Sakurosou has got a similar problem and should always be avoided if we've got strong southern winds, because I've got a ridge here and a ridge here making the wind accelerating in this corridor, and I've got the highest point here, more than 1,000 meters, together with this point that accelerates the wind like this, going actually into the Sakurosou. Our sailors hanging out in Sitio Forte, which is actually always a good anchorage, has the same problem. It has got three tops, 700 meters, 500 and 400. So also here the wind is going to be accelerated in these two corridors, and it's rather deep. We're talking about 12 meters of anchorage. Now, if we go to Ilha Kutia, where we are thinking of going to protect ourselves, that's this little island here. And I've got anchoring depth here of 5 meters, which means I can easily put out a scope of 1 to 8. And Ilha Kutia is low. It's a very low island. So I don't have any effects there. And also here it's low. So where I shouldn't go, for example, is this fjord, because here I've got the same problem of katabatic winds coming down. I've got these 3 points, and particularly here and here, you see it will rush down. Also here will rush down and be accelerated. So I've got Ilha Grande back there, and we are arriving to our Ilha Kutia. So you can see a low island. That's the Mamangua fjord. With the hill that we hiked up to, these 400 and something meters. and that's the Ilha di Corsia, where we are going to ride out the cold front coming tomorrow, Friday. And it's still beautiful weather, but it should start to rain later today. Well, it's the 21st of March, so here that means the first day of autumn. We just had lunch. I made a spinach pie, but like most things that we know, they taste differently here. This spinach doesn't taste of absolutely anything. It's more or less like the oranges. Oranges is terrible too, but then they have lots of other stuff. So I think that's probably the lesson. I should just well, don't eat oranges, eat papaya or pineapple. Pineapple is great, and don't eat spinach. Here we are. I just checked the temperature. It's 36 degrees, and that's not in the sun. It's pretty hot walking out here. Now we gave it all the chain, so that's 60 meters. We anchored on 6 meters high tide, and then we have to add the distance between the water and the anchor roller, which is another 1.5 meter. So that's 7.5, which brings up to 7 to 1. Well, 8. Yeah, so it's almost 8 to 1. The relationship between the amount of vertical and the length of the chain, and 8 to 1 is basically the maximum that you should let out. Beyond that, it doesn't really matter. Starlink is already outside, anticipating the rain that arrives. Although it's difficult to imagine looking at the sky at the moment. All is well. So this Frente Fria, well, it is cold, as you can see, but more than cold actually. It rains, miserregen as we would call it in Dutch. It rains very intermittent. But this the water is warm. I don't know. It feels like one goes in a warm bath. So the Frente Fria, not a lot of wind, not a lot of rain, but definitely not the nice weather we're used to.